This is the section of Town Lake that has the power lines. These are the big industrial power lines that I was telling you guys about. This is probably like the number one detractor for Town Lake. This is one of the things that whenever people buy in Bridgeland will use this as a way to downplay Town Lake potential suitors, man. From like wanting to buy Town Lake and buy Bridgeland. You know, Bridgeland don't have these nowhere on their land. When Town Lake bought this land, these are already here. But you do have houses like more of your townhomes, just like a gated townhome community. The apartment side of Town Lake, you have all these actually running through. So these are the industrial power lines running through. They can't do anything about that. Again, whenever you go to the actual community itself, you don't have traditional power lines that you'll normally see in old neighborhoods. Everything's underground here. But these are the industrial power lines. It looks like this may be the high school, Cypress Springs. This is still a recognized school, but it's not an actual school that tests and the exemplary. You know, again, we talked about the school over there by Bridgeland, which was Cypress Ranch, and that was an actual exemplary school. It's a very big school, and you probably get a better education as a whole over there. But again, I think it's more individual. If you take care of your children, give them the tutor, make sure they do their homework, your children will test in the high percentiles. Like my daughter, she tests in the high percentiles. She's in the top 97%. She scored huge. I mean, she did better than most people would in her actual prep, either ACT or SAT, and she didn't even study for it. And so, you know, if your children are already well off, they already have that foundation, they're going to do good at either one of these schools. But Bridgeland is more zoned to Cy Ranch than Town Lake. Most of Town Lake will be zone to Cy Springs. Bridgeland does have a Bridgeland High School, but that may be more towards Acadian. That was a humongous school, man. I mean, they had like about 4 or 5 floors, man, and it was a big campus. I was like, man, you know, most colleges not like this, you know. But right now, the majority of those actual Bridgeland residents that live in the Cypress side of Bridgeland go to Cypress Ranch High School. And Cypress Ranch is an exemplary school. You know, Cypher ISD is a very good ISD, just like where we are in Tomball. They're like both recognized ISDs, but Cy Ranch is one of the few exemplary campuses that you can attend in the Cy-Fair ISD school district. And so I may look at more of that later on, but this is the eyesore that everybody talks about, Town Lake. And again, we more than likely wouldn't have a house over here. The village builders don't really build on this side. And then you can see these from a distance from the boardwalk when you're in the parking lot, but it's so far off to where it's not even really noticeable. That's definitely not an actual detractor for me. These are the actual power lines, and that's not a detractor for me. Now, if I lived over here, if I had land over here, that may be somewhat significant. If I had a house, like some houses over there, I may drive in that area. I may drive more Town Lake, because again, we are leaning more towards Town Lake because it is affordable. I just don't know the realistic aspect of us being able to get the waterfront property, or at least waterfront property that will do what we want, which is connect to the actual boardwalk and the community center and the pool. They have like an actual lake beach with the sand. I probably want to do that beach stuff with the sand. I'm from Florida, and the sand get all kind of cracks and crevices, but I will do the pool area and the boardwalk and just ride my boat around, just enjoy the boat and the family on my off days. But this is part of Town Lake. I may drive in certain parts and give you more video footage, because again, this is one that we're really considering. But I take it from there.